Hello, and welcome to the Regional Transportation Commission's virtual presentation for our 2022 update to the Public Participation Plan. During this short presentation, you'll learn about what the Public Participation Plan is, how it's used, and how you can provide your input on the plan before it's finalized. If you have any questions about the plan or the plan process, you can email or call Michelle Laramie, Senior Regional Planner at the Regional Transportation Commission. Michelle's contact information will be provided at the end of this presentation and can also be found on the project webpage where you found this video. Some of you may be asking yourself, what is the Public Participation Plan? Well, the Public Participation Plan is a document that outlines the policies, guidelines, and tools for including the public, that's you, into our transportation and transit planning processes here at the Regional Transportation Commission, or RTC. The plan is used by RTC staff, partners, and project consultants to assist them with their public involvement efforts during different transportation and transit planning projects and programs. It sets a minimum baseline for involvement and offers tools and strategies for engaging with Southern Nevada's diverse population. State of Nevada Department of Transportation, or NDOT, and RTC agency staff also refer to the plan's Transportation Improvement Program revision process to ensure the public has adequate notification and opportunity for involvement when updating project costs, schedules, or adding and deleting projects. Members of the public like yourself, transit riders, drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians, can also review the plan to learn about how to get involved in transportation and transit planning in Southern Nevada. We update the plan at least every 4 years. These updates focus on ensuring we're in compliance with the latest federal and state guidelines for public involvement. It's also an opportunity to reflect on how well we have been engaging with the public and to incorporate any emerging tools and strategies that can help us increase public participation within our transportation and transit planning processes here at RTC. The Public Participation Plan specifically applies to the RTC's Metropolitan Planning Organization and transit planning work. The Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, is responsible for overseeing long-range, that's 10 to 20 years out or more, transportation planning. This includes developing and administering federally required plans, including the Regional Transportation Plan, the Transportation Improvement Program, the Unified Planning Work Program, and the Title VI and Limited English Proficiency Plan. The MPO also oversees other long-range regional transportation studies and programs, such as corridor and planning sub-area studies. Examples of these kinds of studies are the Maryland Parkway Corridor, Boulder Highway, and the Deer Springs Livable Center study. All of these plans and many more can be found on the MPO's webpage linked here on the slide. The RTC's Transit Planning Department is responsible for planning and administering services related to public transit in Southern Nevada, including RTC's fixed route transit service and micro-transit pilots like RTC On Demand. Transit planning staff also work with many other departments within the agency to develop and administer the Coordinated Plan and Community Mobility Program. Both aim to enhance mobility for populations who traditionally have limited mobility options, such as seniors, veterans, people with disabilities, and low-income individuals. More information about these plans and RTC's transit services can be found online using the link here on the slide. All of these transportation and transit planning activities require different levels of public involvement, depending on the project scope and whether or not there are specific federal or state requirements governing the process. But meaningful public participation is guided by more than just federal and state requirements. The following policies for public participation guide RTC's development and approach to public involvement in our transportation and transit planning activities. Provide opportunities for involvement, involve the public early, connect with traditionally underserved populations, including minorities, low-income individuals, seniors, youth, LGBTQ+, limited English proficiency groups, and people of all abilities during public outreach activities. Build partnerships for engagement with community-based organizations and service providers. Provide easy access to information and meetings. Consider and respond to public input, sharing how public input and participation informs planning decisions and actions. Coordinate with statewide plans to enhance the public's understanding of the area's transportation issues, plans, and programs. Be creative and flexible, and evaluate how successfully the Public Participation Plan is being used and implemented. Perhaps the most important section of the Public Participation Plan is the best practices for engagement. This section highlights tools and tactics for encouraging public participation and details our typical methods for outreach, including common notification methods and community-based partnerships for outreach. One of the biggest changes that has occurred to this update to the Public Participation Plan is the addition of several strategies and practices for engaging with Southern Nevada's diverse population. The state of Nevada ranks third in the nation in terms of overall racial diversity, and Southern Nevada is quickly becoming a majority-minority region. Public participation efforts then must make time to understand the differing needs among community members in Southern Nevada. The plan update adds a variety of new strategies that can be effective for engaging with different demographic populations in the region. By using a mix of strategies, RTC staff and consultants can reach a broad cross-section of the community, leading to more inclusivity and equitable participation in RTC's transportation and transit planning processes overall. If you'd like more information on these strategies, see Tables 8 and 9 in the draft plan. Additionally, RTC staff have developed a robust guide for implementing best practices for several traditional and non-traditional engagement methods. This can be found in Appendix D of the plan for anyone wishing to review and comment on this directly. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to public participation. Through this overhaul of the best practices for public participation section, we hope to break down barriers, provide transparency in planning and decision-making processes, and reflect on the values and needs of all populations in the region through our engagement efforts, regardless of age, income, ability, race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation and identity. We've also updated our evaluation goals and performance measures for assessing progress towards these goals. These performance measures will help us answer questions such as, are we reaching our target audience and receiving feedback that is inclusive of the community at large? Are MPO and transit planning documents effective at communicating the desired message? And to what degree is the community participating in public participation opportunities and regional transportation and transit planning? In order to answer these questions, we've developed several metrics that will help RTC agency staff and the community better understand how planning and decision-making is taking place on our transportation and transit planning studies and projects. So what's next? We're getting ready to adopt this update to the Public Participation Plan towards the end of this year. But first, we want to hear from you to ensure we've developed a plan that reflects the public participation needs of our community. There are several upcoming opportunities where you can learn more about the plan and provide us with your feedback. Beginning August 26th, we are kicking off a 45-day public comment period, which includes 2 pop-up in-person public meetings and this virtual presentation of the plan for those that are unable to make it to our planned events. Join us in North Las Vegas on September 15th at 5:00 p.m. to celebrate Mexican Independence Day, or on October 5th at the Bonneville Transit Center from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. and provide your feedback on the public participation plan. Additionally, the plan will be presented at our Metropolitan Planning Subcommittee on September 13th and at our Executive Advisory Committee in November, before being adopted at our December 8th RTC Board meeting. Information for attending these committee meetings can be found online on RTC's Meeting and Agendas webpage. So let us know what you think. We want to hear from you. Take a quick survey to let us know how to best connect with you and how you think your feedback influences our plans and decisions. You can also provide comments directly on the proposed plan itself by emailing or calling Michelle Laramie at the RTC. All survey participants will be entered to win tickets to the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and additional raffle prizes will be given out throughout the public comment period, so be sure to provide your feedback before it ends on October 9th. We look forward to hearing from you and incorporating your feedback into the 2022 update to the Public Participation Plan.